Good morning. I'm a little bundled up this morning, but it was not as chilly as it has been. Just being at lower elevation helps. It's probably in the mid to low 40s as opposed to the mid to high 30s. But today we're done with the big mountains. The elevation profile is it's going to be mostly flat. I think we skirt up and around a little hill, like 500 feet elevation or something like that. So it's going to be a big change to what we've been doing. There's lots of roots and rocks and stuff that might slow me down, and then there might be little ups and downs, like the day I was with my buddy Travis. So some stuff like that might keep us at a slower pace, but all in all, it's not going to be mountain climbing. And it was cool to learn yesterday that there's this guy who does these huge pancake breakfast stuff. And I've heard of this guy before, but I had totally forgotten about him and had no idea where he was located. But it just so happens that it's right next to the Purist pond shelter that we're aiming for tonight. So luckily, when I ran into some other guys I'd met a long time ago on the trail, good people, they were talking about it. So we just got to check in with him this afternoon, right after we get to the shelter. Let him know that we're interested in his super breakfast. That way he knows how much to cook for. And then tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock or so, I think it's a 0.3 just outside the shelter or something like that. So we'll pack up, we'll go in, awesome breakfast, and then continue on to the Kennebec River ferry crossing. So all these cool landmarks are coming up real soon again. This little side tributary is all part of Flagstaff Lake. Right on a beautiful morning. This is great. So walking along, there's tape and stuff across the trail. There's this little note down here, so it's okay, what's going on? Huge bee's nest. Okay. I guess this is an authorized reroute. Look at the size of this monster. And there are bees actively going in and out of this thing. Or wasps. Whatever the case may be. That is ridiculous. Alright, the West Carey Pond Lean-To is the next one up ahead. I'll probably stop in there for a little bit, 3.5. East Carey Pond, Purist Pond, and Kennebec River. Purist Pond should be where the shelter for tonight is going to be at, 13.5. Kennebec River is the big famous river crossing in the canoe. That'll be tomorrow morning. And at all the shelters and stuff and everywhere, they've got all these, there's the ferry schedule. So we're in the July to September, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Based on my current plan, we'll be able to make that no problem. There's the split off where the West Carey Pond Lean-To is at. Pond itself is just over there. And we'll take a break here for a bit. There's the Lean-To. One other guy I've been hiking around. I think he's getting water right now, probably. I'm just going to chill here for a little bit, I think. Done with the break. Getting back on trail. East Carey Pond, 3.6. Purist Pond, Lean-To, 10 miles even. That's going to be our destination for tonight. I think we're done with the ups and downs pretty much. And now we just got roots and rocks to contend with that might slow us down a little bit, but otherwise it's pretty easy terrain. Here's a good view from the West Carey Pond, and you can see the red and the foliage and stuff on the mountain there behind. Here's a little history lesson about the Great Carrying Place. Well, I feel like this is a little bit of a slow-going day still, because the terrain is just rough enough to where I can't speed up anything. I'm either tripping on all these rocks, or it's horribly overgrown with roots. There's just not really any ups and downs, it's just not level terrain. Coming up on the East Carry Pond. We'll be skirting around this guy for just a little bit. There's a nice spot where it breaks out to a little beach. Made it to the Purist Pond lean-to. This is gonna be home for the night. If I can figure out where I'm going. I don't see any trails. I see a blue blaze tree. I don't see a trail. Anyway, it's like not even 2:30 yet, so we made pretty good time, all things considered. Ugh. Alright, let's take a look. Well, here's an update. Here's as far as I've gotten on my tent after struggling with it for at least 45 minutes. This is the worst I've ever had with it. I've never really complained about this tent before, but I will never use this tent ever again, in my experience. It is nice in a lot of ways, but it's also the most difficult to set up, and I've never pitched it right. A lot of other people's tents look really good when they're set up. Mine's never been able to pitch right, but the shelter's just over there. It's a small shelter with max capacity of like 5, and there was already 2 people showed up, and 2 more came in, and there's 2 more coming in behind me, so I'm just figuring on jumping with a tent site somewhere, but I'm gonna keep struggling with this thing. It doesn't help with the ground, it won't let you put stakes in. I'll check back in when we get somewhere with this. Alright, I gave up on my tent for now. I'll re-tackle it later. It's definitely the worst I've ever pitched, but that's gonna work. Anyway, I was gonna say a bunch about this location because you need to position yourself to stay here tonight when you do your through hike for multiple reasons. One of them, it gets you in a good position to do the Kennebec River crossing for tomorrow morning. The second main reason is what I'm going to do right now, which is check in with a guy who runs like a hunting cabin or something, and he cooks an amazing breakfast for people, but you gotta check in the day prior, which is what we're doing right now. We're gonna go check in, let him know what we want, so that tomorrow morning he has everything prepared, and it's like an all-you-can-eat or something, a whole crap load of pancakes and I don't know what else, so we'll figure that out. So that's what we're doing right now. It's like a 0.3 from the shelter to get to this lodge place. I guess something up here is the place. I'll let you know what it's like. Alright, we're all locked in for a good breakfast in the morning. That guy up there, Tim, who kind of runs the place, awesome, genuine good dude. Loves helping out the hikers. So some of the things were, head up there at 6:30. You can get like coffee and stuff while you're waiting. Pancakes all come out at 7. I think it was $9 if you want to get pancakes only. You get a stack of 12. Or it was $12 and you get pancakes, eggs, and sausage. So everybody's like $12, $12, $12. We'll go for the full course breakfast. And let's see, he can only seat 9 at a time, he said. So if there's more than that, then they'll have to do like 2 waves of breakfast. But he was like, yeah, we'll figure it out later if we get so many. But he was just talking about how, like, over the years, he would only see like a couple hundred hikers through the whole season. But he's like, this year's, he's seen more hikers than ever before. So it kind of makes sense, since last year was like the big COVID year, so everybody got off trail. So all the 2020 hikers that had to get off trail are all hiking, as well as the ones who were going to hike in 2021 anyway. So it kind of makes sense that there's a whole bunch of extra people out here than normal. Cool, so we got that locked in. I'm gonna go fumble around with my tent some more, and then probably just try to chill and stuff. It's still relatively early in the day, so I'll see what other stuff I can get up to. Tonight for dinner, we're gonna have the mushroom risotto good to go meal. This is the only other flavor I had. Now done with dinner. Sun's going down behind me here in a little bit. The mushroom risotto, overall, it was flavorless. I don't know how they can make it with no flavor, but it was edible but flavorless. A whole bunch of people have showed up, so now it's kind of busy around here. Curious to see who all is going to end up getting breakfast or not in the morning. But we got our ticket punched, so we're going to be hooked up. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to get lots of sleep. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day. A lot of cool activities. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. I've got one word this morning. Loons. I heard all the loons last night, and it was awesome. Loons to me are like one of those things that I heard them all the time growing up in Alaska. But I really hadn't been back to the state in like 20 years. So it's just one of those things like I totally forgot about. And then being out here in Maine, I've heard loons a couple of times in some of the ponds, but this one was just loon infested. You just hear them calling all night. It was awesome. It's just like, oh yeah, that's what loons sound like. Just a really cool bird. Anyway, I'm mostly packed up. I'm gonna pack the rest later after breakfast. So right now we're taking the side trail back down to the little hunting cabin, where we're gonna have a fantastic breakfast all cooked up for us. So we'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, I don't understand, because he loves it up here, but...
Unless there's somebody that's not here yet, but...
Goob has eaten all his food.
Please don't shame me.
And all the
Stop
other
aiming
plates
that
at the
over here.
table
I don't
are
consent to
still
being on this
full of
video.
pancakes and eggs.
Oh my God.
Okay, I headed back to the shelter, finished packing up my tent. Next we're heading to the Kennebec River is the next big milestone, 3.7 miles from here. We'll get a canoe across the river. Here we are, here's the Kennebec River. I think the time right now is like 9:30. A little line for the crossing, and you guys can see people heading over in the canoe right now. And the canoe is an official white blaze. It's got a blaze on the bottom of the canoe. So I'm gonna get in line. I mean, it may be another 30 minutes before we can ferry ourselves across. We'll just wait till it's our turn.
The water's super clear.
It is a relatively clear river for Maine. And it's not really pollution that colors the water, it's all the pine needles sitting in ponds, and pine needle tea turns all our water to that tea color.
I'm now across the river. It's just a little bit of a hike. We'll be in the town of Caratunk. Let's see if we can get as As far as resupply options, it was either hitchhiking to the north to a general store, which was kind of what I was thinking, but now it looks like a better option is to see if we can get into, there's a hostel a little bit to the south that's got full resupply at their location. That's pretty good apparently, so we'll see if they can come pick us up, get into the hostel, resupply, back in the trail, and then continuing on from there. And still need 2 days of food, and that'll get me all the way to Monson. Alright, so I'm currently just got to the Sterling Inn hostel. This place looks pretty cool if you want to stay here, but I was just doing a resupply grab and go. They got a full like convenience store type stuff, so I resupplied with a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna eat the ice cream and the soda right now, and I got some new gas fuel for stuff, but I got a bunch of bars. This will all get me 2 more days, plus with a little bit that I got right now, and that'll get me to Monson. Okay, we're back in the woods from the Sterling Inn. That was a really nice little break, resupply stuff. They got all your needs there, so that's a cool stop in. Oh, let's see. Pleasant Pond Shelter's only like 5.7 from here or something. Main Highway 15 and 37.4. That could be where it gets into Monson. And Monson will be the last resupply. Monson is where the 100-mile wilderness starts. So we are getting dangerously close to finishing this thing. That's pretty cool. I'm still undecided how far I'm gonna go today. I'm just feeling, I don't know. It's just one of those like beautiful slow roll it kind of days, but the weather might be bad tomorrow. If I stop at Pleasant Pond, then I have to do like a 20+ mile day tomorrow in the rain, up and over some hills. We'll have like Moxie Bald and stuff to do tomorrow. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. Made it to the Pleasant Pond lean-to. I'm going to take a break here and reassess my options. I think it's like 2:30, so I made pretty good time coming here. It was like 5.7 miles. Bald Mountain Brook lean-to is the next one ahead at 9.2. I don't think that's going to happen today. I got to look and see where there's some stealth options. I don't know if I can even get as far as Moxie Pond, 6.6 ahead. I think that's kind of where the closest stealth sites are, but I would like to find something closer to the 4 to 5 mile range from here at the most. I gotta do some planning. Alright, here's the current plan. I want to get at least some miles in today. Stopping at the Pleasant Pond Shelter is just going to be not enough. So, it looks like some of the closest stealth sites are like 1.5 miles from here. We're gonna go up Pleasant Pond Mountain, and there's like a down into a saddle between that one and the next little hilltop, which is Middle Mountain, and might be some stealth sites in between there, good cell reception, so we can get in there and check the weather and other things. So it'll be kind of a good spot. We gotta check it out. If it sucks too much, I'll have to move on, but that could be home for the night. Here's the top of Pleasant Pond Mountain, 2,447 feet. That's a big one for around here for now. And in theory, there might be some stealth sites kind of in between this and the next one, so I think I'm just gonna maybe grab whatever I see first. And now we're moving between the peaks towards a stealth site, which is maybe only like 0.3 from here, I guess. I'll keep my eyes open. But anyway, we had decent cell reception at the top here, so I got a couple things updated and double checked. As far as the weather goes, It's like a 30% chance of rain starting from like midnight to like noon tomorrow, and then it ups to like a much higher percentage of rain in the afternoon. What's this one? Okay. So, potential for some rain tonight, but maybe. I also called, so there's 2 hostels in Monson. There's Shaw's, which is the famous one that's been there for like 40 years that everybody goes to. And there's a brand new one that just opened this year called the Lakeshore House. So I was gonna plan on staying at Shaw's because that sounds like the cool place to go. However, recently, Shaw's had a COVID outbreak, so it's still open. Some people are staying there, some people are avoiding it. So I think I'm gonna avoid it. I'm just gonna go check out. This is actually really precarious. I'm gonna go check out the new place. So I called the Lakeshore House, and they had 1 private room available left for the day that I'm gonna get in there. So I went ahead and booked it, and it was only 75 bucks. So that doesn't sound bad, especially for prices up here. Nice views. There we go. You can definitely tell the fall foliage colors changing down there. So tomorrow is going to be rain all day probably, and I got the rooms locked in for Monson. Monson's the last resupply. Monson's the start of the 100-mile wilderness, and we're looking for a stealth site. So I'll update when we get there. And here we are. I'm all set up, tucked away, little stealth site, just 10 feet from the trail over there. And it's funny how yesterday I was fumbling so much with trying to get a good pitch out of it, and then today it's like, oh, no problem. It looks just fine. So, I don't know. I can't get a good consistency with setting up this tent, so I don't know if I recommend it. It's just too unpredictable. But anyway, I'm gonna get started with the usual, just get settled in. It's only like 4 o'clock or so we're definitely on the early side. Got a extra 1.5 miles at least knocked out for today that I don't have to do tomorrow. But tomorrow's gonna be a long day, and we're probably gonna get rained on. And then that'll allow us to Nero basically into Monson, so I have more time to do a resupply and get a nice dinner and that kind of stuff, and just kind of relax and enjoy Monson a little bit better. So I'm just gonna relax and probably get an early dinner in and stuff. I just added my boiling water, so this will be my last of the good to go meals. Another pad thai dinner. They taste okay, they're just kind of generally flavorless, so I don't know. I just like how they're 800 plus calories is nice. Now I guess I'll close out another fun-filled day on the AT. There's only a few left remaining. I've definitely got a summit date locked in. I've got my plan through the 100-mile wilderness. As soon as I get to Monson, I'll do my last resupply. Things are coming together. It's getting really exciting. It's getting to that bittersweet where it's like, am I ready to be done? Do I want to stay out here? Is my body sore? I'm tired, yes and no. It's like, I'm ready to kind of close this chapter and move on to plans for the next long hike. There definitely will be one. But I've loved it out here so much. And like, finishing in Maine is so perfect. I absolutely have loved Maine. And getting to the top of Katahdin, that's just going to be pure magic. So I can't wait. I'm just enjoying every second I have left on the trail. It's so awesome out here. But I guess we'll sign off again. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.